So using the pose tool works really well for a lot of different things. But every once in a while, you just need to get your character a little more control. And the pose tool is terrific because you can just pose him, leave him, and be done and render. But sometimes I want to have more full motion and I want to maybe animate my character differently. And that's really where the full inverse kinematics comes in. So under the setup tab, you can see that there's an inverse kinematics tab here. And under the full body IK, there's a number of different features that are ghosted out. There's also the 2D planar IK, which was introduced a couple of versions ago in Modo, great for robotic arms and things like that, simple skeletons. But for the full body IK, how do we get this working? Well, let's go back over here to a leg and make it really simple. What we want to do is look at each hierarchy. Now we had set up a hierarchy down the arm, and then down this arm, and then down this leg, and then down this leg, right? Well, each one of those, I want to be able to grab the foot, move it, grab the foot, move it, grab each of the hands and move it, and have everything follow, just the way you saw with the pose tool. We double click a chain, turn on the pose tool, grab something and move it. Well, that's what we want the inverse kinematics to do. We know it's working because the pose tool is a variation of that IK, but we want it a little more permanent, and that's where setting this up with a goal will help us out. So I'm going to select the root over here of that leg, hold the shift key and select the foot. And that gives us control for where we want this IK chain to happen. We're saying start here, end here. And you notice that assign IK is still ghosted. Well, I need to be in setup mode. So setup mode, have those two selected, assign IK, and now add goal is visible. Let's click that, and you see a little red square. Red means it's the right side. So when I click on this and turn off the setup mode, you can see that not only is my goal working, so is my pose tool from earlier. You can combine these two, which is actually really kind of neat. So let's take this little guy right here, this goal, hit, let's say, W command for transform, and let's move it. Works really well. Okay, same thing as the pose tool, but now a little bit more permanent. Now, if you have child compensation on, that might cause you some issues. So we have it off, but I'm going to show you why in just a minute. Let's do the other leg. Select the root of the leg, select the foot, setup mode, assign IK, and add a goal. And it puts that goal right at that joint down at the bottom. Well, why do we want to put those goals there, and why is this important? Well, of course we can move the leg around, but if I go back to the root, and now I move the root, now I can make him do stuff like this. Things that aren't as easy in the pose tool. Because the pose tool, we actually have to kind of move the legs and position him and everything else. So with this one, we actually have this root, and those legs are locking in place because we have those goals. All right, and let's say I want to come back and fix this foot that's up. I can actually come back to my chain, double click it, press the T key for the pose tool, and I can still put this to work for me. It's really, really cool. It's not an alternative. It's actually just an additional tool. So a combination of IK and the pose tool can work for you. Now you see when I move the leg, it kind of looks like he got in a really bad bicycle accident. That's because we need some up vectors. Okay? And what an up vector is, an up vector actually helps you control joints like elbows and knees. All right, so we're going to do that in a minute. Let's go ahead and get the rest of this guy rigged up. And let's just take this little goal right here and move that back. Just kind of straighten him out. Okay, let's go ahead and do the arms. Move up here. Now I'm moving this around as I'm showing you. Typically you would get this all set up before you even start moving them. Save that and then come back and go ahead and pose them up. So we'll select this arm root, and then we'll select the hand, setup mode, assign IK, and add goal. Root, hand, let's do it again. Root, hand, assign IK, and add a goal. And now, of course, come out of setup mode, grab the hand, press it, not the T key, sorry, press W, and we can move that arm around. Okay, so we've got our IK on there, and now it's actually kind of neat if you see that because we have those goals, those IK chains are pointing somewhere. So when we select that root, now we actually have, pick me, pick me. We actually have the character interacting quite well with it. And now if I come back to my arms, just like the legs, if I actually select that goal and I move right there, you can see that elbow's snapping all around. Well, that's where we're going to need the up vector and give us a little more precise control. So let's go into the next video and I'll show you how to set that up, and we'll finish off this rig.